Hey guys, remember how we left off in the middle of figuring out what Pokemon we want to eat and what Pokemon we don't want to eat?
No.
Oh,
What was the last episode of this we recorded?
it was
So I just looked at it. I'm pretty sure it was. Oh, okay.
yeah, it's Sinnoh. Yeah, we're on Unova now. Hi, welcome back, everybody. I'm a deep fried piece of meat, Aura Master 101.
Cut the recording.
Oh, okay.
Restart that.
What happened?
What-
What happened?
I just don't think that was a good intro.
What? Okay. We'll stop the
Keep
recording.
recording.
No. Okay. What's your intro then, Chris? Let's hear that. Introduce yourself.
I'm zero. There,
Oh,
done.
I tried to add humor into our intros, and
What do you think this bit is?
last person
We
introduced. We are still
we
recording.
paused.
We're still recording.
Oh, okay.
Introduce yourself.
I am the consumer of deep fried meats.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, if you really wanted me to restart the recording, I couldn't tell because I thought we were just doing a bit. But we are back on our eating Pokemon bullshit. And what's the word? Alright, full screen. This episode is Unova, right?
This message is not this episode is not brought to you by God.
This
God
episode
has
is
nothing to do.
this episode is about the Pokemon region that nearly killed Pokemon
Yeah.
because Pokemon fans were little bitches.
Yeah. Well, specifically the people who really
Well,
like...
I wouldn't say in that case that the region killed Pokemon. I'd say that the annoying ass fans killed Pokemon.
Yeah, because...
Yeah.
And it's their fault. We're in a cycle of Gen 1 circle jerkery.
Yeah, because I like, hey, if you're that kind of fan that almost killed Pokemon because of Black and White,
We're going to kill you.
We're
outside your house right now.
Yes, I am outside your house right now. You guys understand that Unova was supposed to be like a soft reboot, right? That's why a lot of the Pokemon in that region are very reminiscent or take homage from some Kanto Pokemon.
Homage.
See, my thing with Pokemon is I'm fine with Pokemon if they're like, yeah, we're just doing new Pokemon for the region, and yeah, you can get your same old favorites post game.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I play a new Pokemon region, I try to use new Pokemon.
Yeah.
And not fucking Charizard for the 40th time.
Yeah.
I don't know what all the drama around Unova was and why.
This is bringing up so many buried memories of what, like, the early 2010s and being on, like, the Pokememe website that was a spin-off of I Can Has Cheeseburger.
I don't remember all the drama.
This is coming from someone who hasn't played Gen 5. Why were y'all pissed about Gen 5?
I sorry, Beth, you go first.
Yeah, it was mostly just because it was like it was trying to like recapture the feeling of being in a completely original generation, similar to what Gen 1 was, and people didn't like that.
Yeah, that's why when you start Black and White, like the first one, not Black and White 2, you start off on Route 1. Like, it was a whole big deal. I thought it was cool, but I remember not liking Black and White when I was younger, but it wasn't because of Gen 1 circle jerkery. I just didn't fully enjoy it because I liked fire Pokemon a whole lot, and I liked to use a lot of them in my teams when I was younger, and I just didn't encounter a whole lot that I liked.
Yeah.
But enough shitting on the Pokemon fandom. What is our first Pokemon that we're gonna eat?
Oh god, this list is so long.
Is it Victini?
It's Victini.
Yep, it's Victini.
This little shit decided to be number 0.
Well, no, it's yeah. I mean, this is obviously a delicacy. Like you eat this and you go to a poker game and win.
I would say you would prepare. Have we made the joke of preparing one of the Pokemon like that one bird that you're supposed to drown in cognac, and then when you eat it, you
The bird resuscitate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, right. You mean the actual bird, not the American Dad bit.
I mean, also the American Dad bit. The point of the bit is that you're supposed to wear a towel over your head so God doesn't see your sins for eating this bird.
Yeah, I think that's what people said about like Mew when I showed people this list.
Oh, gotcha. Well, yeah, I would say Victini's a delicacy as well.
It's got some rabbit vibes, so yeah.
It does give rabbit vibes.
Well, rabbit,
okay.
Squirrel, kind of.
Yeah, so the next ones are very large snakes that are grass type and not venomous, and since we already seem to like eating snakes, these are probably going in delicious.
Yeah.
Because they have vegetables with them.
And then I think we know where the pigs are going to go.
I would put Tepig at delicacy and then the others in delicious.
Interesting.
Simply because it is the most pig of pigs.
Most pig-like.
You want the suckling pig.
I was gonna bring up suckling pig for Tepig, and then I'm eating something from Embor, but I'm not gonna tell you guys because this is at least a PG-13.
We were looking up Watto Rule 34 before we started this recording.
Why did you have to tell people that? Well, yeah, because Beth shared a fucking Twitter post about how Yato isn't apparently dead, and it's
Watto.
like, oh, did I Watto? Sorry.
Yeah, there was a news story a while ago from the Star Wars comic books where Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, allegedly went back to Tatooine to kill Watto, and then there's a panel just today about how no, that's not what happened. Watto's still alive, baby.
Anyway, what do we think the superior line would taste like? Would it be like like obviously it has vegetables, but like would it? I'm thinking pesto.
Cucumber meat.
Cucumber meat?
I mean, it would be snake meat. It would be snake meat with vegetables.
Oh, Shawat, don't look at me like that.
Are you really eating a vine?
Vines can be edible, right?
Yeah.
Vine doesn't exist anymore. It got replaced with TikTok.
Well, technically, it got replaced with Musical.ly first, and then TikTok.
Alright, so next up is otters.
I feel like we've had otters on the list before.
Yes.
What was the... Oh, yeah, like Float Soul and Weasel.
Yeah.
Those are like weasels more.
So these are more like...
These are sea otters.
So I don't know how sea otter tastes like, but from descriptions, it's quite strong. Slightly fishy.
It would be otter than sea lion.
Like quite strong, slightly fishy, not really gamey, but also like of the sea, but also rich.
Would you say that it would be chicken of the sea?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we put Weasel and Float Soul in all right.
Gotcha.
Does sea lion have any different?
Sea lion, dugong and seal are sea lions, right? So,
yeah.
No, they're seals and dugongs.
Oh.
No, they're not dugongs. Dugongs look entirely different. Dugongs are closer related to manatees. They look very different.
Yeah, that's like it has the same tail.
I know. Okay, dugong is not a dugong. If you want an example, look up what a dugong looks like.
Yeah, it looks like a manatee with a mermaid tail.
Yeah. And they're fundamentally they would taste very different because dugongs are most closely related to elephants, and seals and sea lions are more closely related to like bears and dogs.
Yeah, even the Japanese name is just dugong.
Uh,
Yeah.
I put Oshawott looks like you can just pop it in your mouth, so I'd say
I can name a
I
I
mean,
can name a
it is
mushroom.
mostly head.
I can name a mushroom Kentucky Fried Chicken. It doesn't mean it's going to taste like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I mean, well, you got to remember the act of Kentucky frying something is like the cooking act. If that makes, like, I don't know what I'm saying.
What the fuck? I feel like Oshawott. I feel like Oshawott would at least be one tier lower than the other two, simply because it is so small and there's probably so little meat on it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Apparently, sea lion has been described as corned beef mixed with dark meat.
What a
That sounds awesome.
that yeah.
With a distinct back note of like salty, like ocean fishiness.
That sounds delicious.
We're putting Samurott at delicious, and maybe the two, and maybe the other two below it, or
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Would you eat samurai sashimi? Probably not, because you probably wouldn't. That probably wouldn't be safe to eat.
Yeah.
Uh,
What about Hisui and Samurai? Does it go into delicacy because it's probably made with drugs?
no,
I don't know.
it's just morally dubious because it's more accurate to how samurai were.
Yeah, it's morally dubious because of all the drugs it took.
why are you on drugs right now?
I don't know. Please help me. I'm kidding.
Remember, kids, when you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
Shit.
Okay, groundhog. Not groundhog. Go
Like gopher, prairie dog.
prairie dog. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so trying to remember. Have I had prairie dog? I think I have.
Yeah, I watched you jump into the prairie dog.
The average person eats 12 prairie dogs in their sleep every year.
Chris, I saw you jump into the prairie dog enclosure at that one zoo that we went to, and I just saw you fully eat a prairie dog that day. Do you not remember this?
No, because they went out that day.
Damn.
So if I remember correctly, prairie dog was kind of like squirrel, but sweeter and more earthy.
Would that be delicious then?
Yeah, I would say so. Pat Rat gives fucking what's the it gives Cornish game vibe. Hey, not Cornish game, Cornish hen vibes.
Cornish hentai?
No.
Now, Watchhog does draw some aspects from prairie dogs.
Isn't that what we
Not
said?
prairie
Wasn't that
dogs,
what we were
not
talking about?
Watchhog. So yeah, I meant meerkats. And meerkats notably taste horrible.
Something Hakuna Matata.
It draws design inspiration from crossing guards. Have you ever eaten a crossing guard before?
My my lawyer has advised me to not answer that. But there was this one crossing guard that's nearby that was like kind of cute. I think it was like 6.
Anyway, do we want to put this in the same section as Pet Rat?
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be fine. I like
Sure.
my personal thought and opinion is that like unless there is like vast change between the two like the Pokemon evolutions, I think the meat kind of stays like how the meat taste kind of stays the same. You know what I mean?
The next three are dogs, and we did put Arcanine and Growlithe in delicious.
Yeah, I'm fine with that because
Maybe Lillipup should go one tier below because it is simply so small.
Yeah, it's just a little baby guy.
You telling me you wouldn't make a slow roasted chihuahua?
Well, I mean, they're not. Yeah, I'll just put them all delicious. They're not chihuahuas. They're like,
Are they're terriers, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
He's just a little. He's a little putt.
You just got to get through all the mustache.
Well, you could knit a coat or something with the mustache.
Also, Stoutland are massive.
Yeah. Oh, that's not that big.
Wait, aren't some of the evolutions also? Oh yeah, I forgot that.
You can ride it.
Yeah, I miss ride Pokemon. They were.
But no, we have to
Yeah,
have a super bike and then get rid of the bike. Then make the bike a dragon.
The dragon, the bike.
I guess this is just. I guess it's just like there's always like the Pokedex size is an average, not a standard. Considering the sizes can be different, because I don't think if something was only 4 feet tall, I'm not sure you'd be able to use it as a mount.
Yeah, what's the word?
I am 6 feet tall.
What was I gonna say? I do think the sizes do vary because remember, Pumpkaboo / Poltergeist, have different.
And in the most recent games, they just have varying sizes.
Yeah.
For everything.
I remember someone did the math of like what Pokemon could actually use fly and kill someone, and they came up with like 10 Pokemon across all generations could carry a person in the air. Like would support not only their weight but also a person.
The number one.
The next two are what?
Nothing. I was gonna make a joke about Pidgey being able to fly anybody anywhere.
The next two are Purloin and Liepard. I figured Purloin would go in the same section as Meowth, and then Liepard would go in the same area as Persian.
Yeah, Purloin weirds me out with their free like. So, like, this art right here, it has them on all fours, like the Purloin. But, like, literally any other time you see it, it's standing on 2 legs. Like, oh, because it's the Meowth stand it. I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah, this is actually something that bugged me, how the official art has it sitting on all fours because it's a cat.
Yeah.
But then it stands on all fours for absolutely everything else for no reason. And it's like...
I keep it. No, I'm not gonna say keep it on all fours. I'm not gonna be the people that complain about Emboar or just fire types in general when they're not bipedal anymore.
They are one of the only few examples of a bipedal Pokemon becoming quadrupedal when it evolves.
I mean, any Pokemon can become quadrupedal if it crawls around on its.
It's technically a quadruped because of the body shape, the index.
How strange.
But they keep putting it on hind legs for no fucking reason.
I was also
next.
One of those rare examples too.
I'm gonna put it on hind's legs.
Well, the thing with Meowth is Meowth aren't bipedal. Just the one in the cartoon show is because it learned how to do it, and then all the other Meowth are because everybody associates Meowth with the anime Meowth.
As I said,
remember
in the games they're all bipedal.
Like the episode where Meowth explains how he became what he was, one of the things he had to do was learn how to walk on his hind legs like a person.
Oh yeah, that was a tough episode to watch. Just like him like trying to run away like with stolen food and then getting immediately caught. That was a sad episode.
Which this is another thing with Meowth. Some people are like, "Oh, it's a Meowth. Who'd care about a Meowth?" I'm like, it talks. Like that immediately
And like,
puts it as probably a very not only useful for Pokemon researchers, but like it would very
I guess
much be
Meowth just
desirable for like a show or something.
Meowth was always sort of bipedal, and I guess because of the anime Meowth, it's always just sort of bipedal now. But it was like it sort of stands the way it does because it's based on the Money Cat statue, where it's like beckoning you.
Jessie
Yeah,
would have done
Okay,
great
whatever.
in the fucking contests if she brought a Talk and Meowth along, but she would also out herself immediately to Ash and his group if she did use Meowth.
I'm pretty sure Meowth even talks when there's like one time when they used it in a contest. It had Meowth do a bunch of fucking costumes, including fucking Waylord.
anyway, we've talked about eating mountain lion previously. It kind of tastes like lean pork in a way, with a
So
very
Yeah,
slight gamey texture.
I put it in all right because that's where Persians and
All right.
the other big cats were there.
So, Chris, you're telling me that it's soaked in codeine and syrup and Sprite because lean.
Good night, everyone.
Okay, the monkeys.
We're back to eating monkeys.
Yeah.
Hell, I feel like the most delicious ones would be Pansage and Panseer, and then Panpour would go with the other monkeys.
I
Yeah,
think semi sage would be all right as well.
yeah, I think so as well.
In lines.
How do I put it? Uh, Pansage and Panpour. Fuck. Okay, all the small monkey forms, I feel like you could just kind of pop into your mouth, and I know I've been saying that for a lot of small.
How big is your mouth?
I mean, do you want to? How badly do you want to know? Chris, why don't you tell Beth how big my mouth is? They don't call me Galactus the.
Oh, that's your favorite show.
Oh god,
Don't.
we gotta kill you now. You're too
Well,
disturbing to live.
okay, it's not my favorite show.
Okay, now I'm gonna actually kill you.
You know what? I'm just gonna be quiet about Big Mouth.
Anyway, so monkey kind of takes on the kind of like what you season it with.
Mm-hmm.
It has been described as faintly herby, slightly like pork, fairly pallid and tasteless.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
Would
once. Oops, sorry. You go first, Beth.
would we put any of these monkey lines in delicacy for any reason?
Hot. Uh,
No.
not that I can think of.
Okay.
But regarding.
Someone on someone on Kiora said, "Monkey to me tastes like a mushroom that you chewed, then spit out on a napkin, heated up, and then cooked, and then chewed, and then swallowed again."
That sounds awful.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
But what was it? So I know you said that monkey is kind of tasteless unless you season it, but I think the pan and semi lines are pre-seasoned based on what their typing is. Like I would say that pan sage and semi sage are kind of grassy and kind of earthy tasting, maybe a little peppery, and then pan sear and semi sear are like sriracha or Szechuan peppercorns.
I don't really care for
Sriracha monkey.
You don't care for sriracha? Why is that, Chris?
We already covered sriracha.
A Pokemon brand of hot sauce sriracha.
It makes you wish you were dead.
It makes you wish that you weren't blowing Mount Coronet out your ass.
Coronet's not a volcano.
It's not?
Oh.
Oh, what am I gonna tell everybody then? Okay.
The next two are more tapers, and we put Hypno and Drowsy and Tentative. I feel like Munna and Musharna would be like delicacies.
Definitely.
My question with Munna and Musharna is, would it put you into a coma?
Well, I have
It would taste like the most beautiful dreams or something.
So I think you eat Munna like actual food, but with Musharna, you turn its dream, the stuff like the dream, smoke that it like gives off like that. You turn that into cotton candy.
You bite into this thing like it's a marshmallow.
Oh, what's that thing turkey has in it that like puts you to sleep?
Tryptophan.
Okay, you know how like if you eat a bunch of turkey and you get all that tryptophan, and you fall asleep? I feel like this would be eating concentrated tryptophan.
I mean, somebody might want that. Maybe they want a good night's sleep.
Good night's sleep turned to a good week sleep.
Turn Munna into a...
I could go for a good coma.
Prep Munna like a fucking turkey. That would be fucking weird. But yeah, I would do...
What to put this in, delicious or delicacy?
Delicacy. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree?
You ever seen forward-facing Musharna with his eyes open?
I have not. Oh, sweet Jesus.
I don't like that its mouth is down here. It looks like fucking Homer Simpson.
No, it looks like a smiling friend.
Ugh. It's even worse.
Okay, to be so, the game came out a while before the anime came out, and I did not realize that Musharna, like how it's curled up, I did not realize that it had a nose and like a mouth and stuff. I had to watch the anime and see that.
Yeah, I had like difficulty figuring out what it looked like originally when the game came out.
Yeah, because it doesn't wake up.
Well, it's mostly because like you can barely see where the mouth or the trunk is, so it just looks like this is the front or something. Okay, next is street rats.
Oh, pigeons.
I mean, pigeons are like the reason that pigeons were introduced to most places around the world was as a food source.
Yeah, I ate one while I was at New York.
I just picked it up off the street and popped it in my mouth.
Yeah.
I feel like these would go in delicious, and unpheasant would be a delicacy.
Sure.
Yeah. Because unpheasant is supposed to be like a pheasant, right?
Yes.
Like, that's the reason there's so many fucking pigeons everywhere, is they were introduced to be a food source, and we just stopped eating them for some reason.
We should eat more pigeons. The average American eats 20 pigeons in their sleep overnight.
We
Hey,
stop.
Stig, what does zebra taste like?
Assuming like horse.
I'm pretty sure it tastes
Is there
pretty
any
sweet.
distinct...
Oh, we need Avery. He knows what horse tastes like.
Oh wait, I got this. I've eaten zebra before.
What?
It's pretty sweet. It has like a spongy cake-like consistent. Oh wait, I'm thinking of zebra cakes. Sorry, pass over me. That was stupid. I'm so sorry.
So Hortmeese,
Orbeez!
Hortmeese, we have a meat. No, horse meat has been described as being somewhat reminiscent of beef or lamb, but with a leaner, more sweet taste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have all the previous horses in delicacy because of the something or another. But what I'm asking is, does zebra have any significant difference in taste?
Being an asshole flavor. You're
So I'm gonna
I'll
ask.
talk about Zipstock and assholes.
How do I put this? Horses are a plains animal, right? Like they live mostly on plains.
yes.
And then zebras.
Apparently, zebra is considered to be delicious because it's like horse but better.
Go ahead and put it in delicacy. Yeah, my thought process was that like zebras are like horses.
They raise zebras in Texas for meat.
Oh God.
I guess that's something to. I guess that's something we could maybe add to our
die
list.
often enough.
Oops, sorry. I puked a little. Now, hang on.
Bats.
Roggenrola and Boldier and
Shut the
Giggle.
fuck up! You shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck up!
I'm with Or on this. I think we can.
They're just rocks!
But the Gigalith has delicious rock candy on it. Don't you see all those red gems? Those are candy.
Yeah, you know that gem that gem sticks at you. Eat it right now. Eat it, you fucking pussy. Put your money where your mouth is.
Okay, hang on. Let me get it close to. Hang on. Well, I was gonna bite into pizza, but I don't think it's gonna have the same effect.
Okay. That's
Ah, yes. A creature that isn't.
the other bats were down. The other bats were down here in tentative because they're like small and technically poisonous. So these would probably go above them.
I would think so.
So, bat has been described as dark, tender, and incredible, and very gamey.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Apparently, you can eat their wings.
that.
Yeah, that sounds like it would go in all right.
Yeah.
Bitter, juicy.
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 A mole.
I never had mole.
Because, like, the moles are normally very small. There'd be no point in eating it.
Okay, so it's mole.
Oh my God.
Oh no, we're never going to be able to find an answer.
I used to date a guy with a mole persona, and I can tell you how he tasted. Apparently,
Were you dating mole? Hang on a second. This the guy you were dating?
I will.
Okay.
Maybe.
A lot of moles are somewhat related to hedgehogs, we've ranked hedgehogs before.
Technically, but the one hedgehog we have was in like delicacy because it was legendary and grass type.
Oh no, I was thinking.
It'd be Centiquil.
Chris, are you still there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You
Yes.
cut out after you said something.
Oh, we've ranked Sandslash.
Oh yeah, Sandslash is technically a.
That's a pangolin. That's
Oh,
pangolin.
Well, Sandshrew, yeah, Armadillo Penguin.
Cyndaquil was also the other. Uh,
Yeah, because this was more like an echidna badger.
I'm gonna
Well, right.
say your thing, Chris.
It says from descriptions of hedgehogs, they're savory and they taste sort of like a roasted bird, but not chicken.
Something feels very.
At least going all right.
Yeah, I think all right at least, but I would not feel great about eating a mole.
Oh wait, here we go. Moles tend to have a rancid taste
Oh.
due to some of the unpleasant oils they use in their skin to help ward off predators.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Okay, so these will probably go in tentative.
Yeah. Plus, Dribble.
Drillbur.
Drillbur. Yeah, that's the word. He's a little cutie guy. I'm not going to eat him.
We have eaten cuter things on this list.
Yep.
We've eaten babies.
I've hypothesized about eating cuter things on this list.
Eat the baby. Eat the baby.
Okay. Autono sounds like definitely a delicacy.
Oh yeah, definitely. 100%. It might be like, what is Autognone supposed to be?
Autono is basically sort of like the Chansey of the region, so it's just a rare thing. It's not. Let's see if Bulbapedia has any. It's a nurse.
Oh. Oh.
How do nurses taste? I assume maybe not the best because it might be a health hazard.
Syphilis.
Yes, all nurses have syphilis.
Yeah.
You heard here first. It says all nurses have syphilis. They coochie stink. They can all go to hell.
Hey, whoa. That is not what I said.
I didn't know you were hired by Trump.
Hey, whoa. Hey there.
And
Actually, no. I think it would be pretty. So I don't think. I think it would be pretty safe to eat like a nurse or something because, like, you know, they're chock full of. They're like.
Speaking of eating people.
Oh God. Oh God. I don't know where to rank.
We just put them in the same area that we put the Machop line in. All right.
No, that's fair because what's the word? We have Timber, who's just a little guy. Girder, who's a bigger guy.
I feel like they would have the same taste, but there would be more meat on the Timber line simply because the line has bulgier muscles.
yeah.
And they have a giant ass nose, and that's probably where all the flavor is.
How does clown taste like?
Right.
You would know this,
giant
Dora.
fucking bicep. What does a construction worker taste like?
Or you would know this.
Kind of salty, kind of stanky,
Kind of racist.
just a little bit.
Okay, so next we have frogs, but very specific frogs.
Palpatine frog.
Stig.
Okay.
What's the species of frog that are covered in bumps, like the holes?
Frog.
They're like a very specific one.
You said they're covered in holes?
Yeah, those frogs that are covered in holes, because I'm pretty sure that's what this is based on.
The Suriname toad?
Oh, it's just a Japanese common toad.
Oh.
So this is probably... Is there a difference in taste between frog and toad?
I'll look that up. Is there a difference?
Well, if we're talking about the book Frog and Toad,
That's a science article on how they taste.
When you think of frogs and the good part of the frog, you think of the frog legs. And like one of these is a tadpole with no limbs. Palpitoad has no arms and probably can barely jump. And then so Seismitoad would be where most of the good stuff is.
There is not really any difference between frogs and toads.
about
Given that we put Polytoad up here as a delicacy, I feel like Seismitoad would be one level below that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's like, Polytoad is just a toad, this one's like ground type and potentially poisonous. It has the potential to be poisonous.
Do you think it's based off of that one toad that you get high off of?
No.
Oh. That would have shot it all the way up
And
to
then
delicacy.
Just put each one in a...
Chris, you did a lot of drugs when you were younger. Did you look any drugs?
You did some drugs in your bones.
Would we put Tim Pole at efforted or tentative, considering it is a head with a tail?
I would say tentative.
How big are they? They're fairly large,
About a foot.
Alright.
Foot and a half.
Then, yeah, I'd say efforted, maybe.
Efforted.
I'd say if they're like like anchovy size, maybe you could just eat the whole thing. But
you could put some Everclear.
Like, I don't imagine it has any bones, but there can't be a lot of meat in there. All right, sock and throw. More humanoids to throw onto the pile.
I mean, delicacy, obviously.
how does a Muppet taste like? Or you'd know this.
What are you implying? That the torrent love affair that me and Kermit the Frog had was true? Those are simple rumors. I did not, and I did not, as TMZ quoted, had a frog in my throat.
Yeah, next we have caterpillars, but leaf eater ones.
Now, Miss Piggy, on the other hand, oof. We did some things that made the.
I thought Braden was Miss Piggy. I thought that was his thing.
It can be a lot of people's things, because have you ever looked at Miss Piggy and it's like, damn, that girl's hot.
I mean, yeah. But like everybody says that.
That is true.
I feel like Levani would go in alright or delicious, because I feel like this would definitely be crunchy and interesting, like eating fried ants or whatever.
Plus, like, this is gonna sound fucking. It's got legs.
Uh-huh.
You can probably eat that like crab meat.
Yeah. Would we put it in delicious or alright?
I say delicious.
I say delicious, yeah.
And what about the previous two? Because they are just sort of caterpillars. They are just sort of round.
Uh, I mean, I would put them in tentative because like they're it's just a caterpillar and that like they're edible, but am I gonna eat them personally? Uh, Not really.
Yeah. And where is... Put wormhole down here in tentative. Feel like they'd go in all right at least, because of the caterpillars we have, they're the only ones that don't have like stink organs on them.
Meh.
I get that.
Probably tastes like grubs.
Have you eaten grubs before, Chris?
Yeah, they'd be closer to
Yeah.
that.
What did you think of grubs, Chris?
They had like a distinct nutty flavor, to be honest.
I do love a good nut. Macadamia,
Yeah.
cashew.
Depending on the grub, they can be kind of
Testicles.
like buttery.
Yes, Beth, that was the joke. I deflected from venipede.
Venomous centipedes. Stig, do you know anything about eating centipedes?
I have not
Or
personally ate any
millipedes?
centipedes.
Can you eat centipedes? Does it say to eat centipedes?
Okay, apparently people do eat centipedes in some regions. It's sort of you cut off the head and then you eat most of the venom.
Okay.
They taste similar to shrimp if you rolled them in grass.
That sounds
Ugh.
gross.
Or alternatively, popcorn without any of the butter or spices and a kind of like shellfish note.
Okay, I think I understand. I feel like I said, if they remove the venom, cut out the head, I feel like these could be still edible, especially Scolipede, because like it's huge and
Another
horse-like and probably full of meat.
another one says centipede tastes like shrimp flavored sand. So I'm getting
I
shrimp
feel like
and grass a lot.
I feel like this would go in all right, and the other two would go in tentative.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Centipedes are so.
My only thing is like, I guess we're removing the venom, so yeah, maybe.
Centipedes are a what's the word? Are a bug that make me super uncomfortable for some reason. I don't know why.
To me,
Because
it's
they're
that they're
abominations
fat.
of God.
It's that they're so like I love millipedes. Centipedes are like, but I think what gets me with centipedes is one, they try and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Two, they're fast.
Yeah, well, like
They
here,
try and kill you, and I want to die.
millipedes and centipedes are like functionally almost the same bug. It's just millipedes are cute. Like they're not gonna hurt you, but like a centipede.
Well, they'll try
Going
and
to
eat
hurt
them
all
because
of us.
most of them are incredibly toxic.
Yeah. I
But
don't.
centipedes are like, I will kill you now.
Centipedes have the rage of God in them.
Yeah,
And you eat cotton.
No, but I can smoke cotton if you know what I'm
Avery
saying.
loves centipedes.
uh, I'm gonna be honest. I think cottony in its evolved form would be inedible because it's just a puff of cotton.
Well, no, Whimsicott has like a body. You can eat something off of this. It's like vaguely sheep-shaped, but probably not cottony because it's just a head. Like you'd maybe it wouldn't. I feel like cottony. It has leaves. There's something there. I feel like it would be very efforted to get something to eat out of it, though.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like, Whimsicott is also, like, sort of sheep-based. I don't think I'll put Whimsicott, like, one level above Cottony.
I'm fine with that.
Bulbs.
I mean, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but like, I think you could like Petlil is a little like you could eat.
Yeah, yeah, even the leaves on it are mentioned to be edible.
I want to say delicious.
I don't think. I think they'd go in all right because it talks about how like bitter they are.
Mm.
They're just very refreshing.
You could make a tea. Oh, it's like mint, maybe.
Oh, so you just boil it. You just take the whole petal and just throw it in a pot of water.
Yep.
Boiling water.
It would scream the whole time.
Okay, or let's see, what are these based on?
This is unrelated.
Lilies. Are lilies poisonous?
Yes.
If you're what?
I was to say, if you're making like shrimp or crabs or lobster and you buy them live, kill them before you put them in the water.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you?
No.
Because people are like, oh, they don't feel pain. Of fucking course they feel pain. They're animals with reflexes that know if something's attacking their arm to pull it away. They feel the pain of being boiled alive. Stab them in the head, kill them instantly, then cook them.
What if I
drown them
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
drown them in Pepsi first.
Drown them in Pepsi.
Oh,
Yeah, you haven't seen the boiled in Pepsi crab?
Oh my! Wait, didn't Martha Stewart say that her favorite way to prepare lobster or whatever was to get them a little drunk first and then boil them alive? Am I crazy?
Boiled in Pepsi Max on baguette.
What the fuck? Lobster.
When I was reading about whales last night. One of the things I think that how I got to reading about sperm whale was like I was looking up what barboach was and reading about the loach and reading about like how loaches are cooked, and it was like, oh yeah, sometimes they're just boiled alive, they're cooked alive, and there's just like a picture of a Japanese loach hot pot that was just full of fish. And one of the other websites talked, or one of the other articles on Wikipedia talked about was like, oh yeah, here's a shrimp dish where the shrimp are still technically alive when they're eaten.
Yeah, okay, I found it. Apparently, Martha Stewart pours like a cup of wine over lobster before she boils them, so that they can, and she quotes, die drunk.
Well, one of the things they talked about in the cooking shrimp while still alive, or eating the shrimp while they're still alive, is they put them in some sort of alcohol because it forces them to expel their waste, so that they don't have waste in them. Are lilies poisonous?
Yes, they're extremely poisonous.
I thought they were only poisonous to cats.
They're extremely poisonous to cats because they're also poisonous to you. They're poisonous to mammals in general.
Oh. Or there goes my lily bake.
How poisonous? Because I mean, we have Vileplume and Gloom up here somewhere.
I think it might like be like at least tummy hurty, like toxic. Because I think the reason
I feel like it would probably go tentative.
So all plants in the lily family are dangerously toxic to both people and plants. But when consumed, they can cause profuse vomiting. And even then, after you vomited the lily up, they can still be fatal.
Do we want to move Gloob and Vileplume down then? I feel like those would be at least down to efforted.
Well, I guess here's the question: how committed are we to saying that this is actually a lily? And not just an animal, like a creature that looks like a lily.
Let's see. What's near Dianthus? Dianthus.
Is a species of flowering plant.
I think we could work this in and say it's like tentative at the same level as Gloom and Vileplume.
Okay. Plus, it's kind of weird that Petlil like is technically edible, like its leaves are edible, but its evolution isn't. That's a little weird, right?
It is a bulb, and that would probably go the same for the other version.
Lilies can
Really?
cause vomiting and sudden kidney failure.
Oh,
Suddenly kill you.
suddenly kill you disease.
Yeah, I need to look up what specific animal Basculin is based on, because I feel like it's not literally a bass.
I'm
But now
literally a
bass be
bass.
cooked bass, so say so.
A C bass better than a C plus. You know what I'm saying?
This Basculegion is more salmon based than these are,
And
but yeah, I
also,
guess they are
I
just
guess
bass.
this. I guess this also. I was reading more on the lily poisoning symptoms, and I guess some of these make sense as well, like stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, excessive peeing as your kidneys are failing.
Oh
That makes
shit.
sense.
I'm always excessively peeing.
So you eat a lilligant, and then you vom. You have upset stomach. You piss your pants. You vomit, and then your kidneys fail.
The next time I see a water sports picture with excessive piss, I'm going to comment. Clearly, this guy has lily poisoning with all this piss.
So bass is delicious. Basculegion, sure.
Well,
Let's put it delicacy. Sure.
Beth was
I think it would just be delicious. I mean, it's like
Okay.
yeah. Bass is a trash fish, right?
No.
Oh, sorry, not trash fish. Farm fish, right?
To some degree, not a lot.
Oh, you know what?
like they always just look more like piranhas to me.
That's fair. You know what I think they should add to so obviously we're probably gonna get some new variation forms for the new Legends games. Let's get a fish Pokemon that they're not no not Galar, right? Is that where we are now?
Yeah.
Water type fish Pokemon whose Galarian version is a farm fish.
Well, it'd be
Oh,
Colossian.
Kalos. Sorry, I fucked
Yeah.
up.
All
But
right,
you
Kalos.
know what I mean. Colossian, yeah.
Or is it Calinch?
Col-
Because it's French.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
you
bunch
keep
of
saying
farm
farm
fish.
fish.
I think he means fish that are
Can you
farmed.
name examples?
Oh,
So fish that are farmed: salmon, catfish, tilapia.
Like we have catfish, we have salmon,
Tuna
sorta.
is sort of, but they're in giant nets on rigs out in the middle of the ocean.
Right.
Some other examples of farmed fish: several carp, loaches, sturgeon.
yeah, but sturgeon are only farm fish for their caviar, right?
You can eat them as well.
Yeah. I believe
I
it's
feel like we have plenty of. Feel like we already have plenty of examples of what it is you're describing.
that's fair.
Rainbow trout, sea bass,
Also, I believe they're pronounced lotches and not loaches.
perch,
Oh,
rockfish, cod, barramundi.
crocodile.
All right, who's next?
Crocodile.
Oh yeah, this is delicious. Well, no wait, it's also sand.
Yeah, but it's like not sand in the same way that like Hippowdon is sand. There's not going to be like sand in its makeup or whatever. I think this would still just go in delicious.
All right.
Sorry, I was being talked to. Were we talking about? I eat the shit out of these guys.
You eat crocodile shit.
Oh my god, you know that's not what I meant.
I I
All
eat
right.
bitches like you for breakfast. Oh, I didn't realize you were lesbian.
I eat pieces of shit. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? Hey, Stick, what does orangutan taste like?
Orangutan.
Is that what Darumaka is supposed to be?
Armanitan.
Oh,
I've never ate an orangutan because they're an endangered species.
That's fucked up.
How does
Yeah, they're based on Dharma
orangutan
dolls.
taste like?
no. I haven't eaten a Daruma doll, but I have keistered one. It wasn't great. Splinters
What does that
everywhere.
mean?
I put it up my ass. That's what it means. Anyway, unrelated, but I think Daruma dolls are really interesting.
Orangutan tastes like human, but more like beef, more like pork or beef.
That's just how
Right,
regular.
pork human.
That's just how regular human tastes.
Maybe put the monkeys and humanoids in all right. Would we just also put these in all right?
Yeah, Chris. If we were ever in a situation where one of us had to eat the other, I'd let you eat me.
Cool, I'm not gonna eat you.
Okay, die then. I guess I don't know.
Sure.
I was trying to like say
Alright.
something sweet.
No, not really.
Now fuck you, you're eating me.
Well, maybe I don't want to eat you. Maybe I want you to
I'd
survive.
probably give you. You'd probably give me indigestion.
Okay,
You know,
wow.
I've seen your diet. Well, yes, my diet is very varied, but I also do eat vegetables.
I eat vegetables. I had an
Cactus. I vote this. This one is just regular grass type, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Maractus. Okay. My thing is good.
We put the previous cactus in delicious.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Nepalese or especially this one, prickly pear.
Yeah, prickly pear. Oh, fuck, I love prickly pear. Like, well, I've never had an actual prickly pear, but I've had prickly pear flavored stuff. The last time we were, me and my family went to, what's the state? Hang on, sorry, I gotta look up the state. Uh,
Wichita.
no, I can't remember if it was Colorado or Utah, but I'm pretty sure it was Colorado. But while we were there, we went mountain climb, not like crazy mountain climbing, but we went to the different like nature parks there, and we went mountain climbing, and some of them had like visitor centers with gift shops in them, and a lot of them were selling prickly pear stuff, and I ended up picking up some like loose leaf prickly pear tea, and it was amazing over ice.
That's be. I do like going to national parks and state parks, and unfortunately, that's not going to be a thing we get to do anymore.
Oh no. Would we be willing to put Maractus at delicacy because this seems to be more based on the even more edible cactus?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm not familiar with the more edible cactus. Can you tell me more?
I'm gonna stick a cactus up inside your asshole.
So no.
Double and crustal. Yes, these are rock types. These are also hermit crabs, and so I vote delicacy.
Yeah, they're like hermit crabs, but they're bugs rather than crabs. But yeah.
I put them in delicacy.
Bugs are like crabs are just sea bugs.
And sea bugs are just like crabs.
Crab
A lot of
people.
delicacies in this generation.
Oh yeah, because they're tasty.
Crab people.
Shit slap crab.
Lizard.
Huh. He's just a straight. They're just straight up lizards.
Yes.
They're punk.
I feel-
They're like punk lizards. Nick, how does punk taste like?
Like
I feel like in
unwashed
addition
foreskin.
to like what if there's a specific type of lizard they're based on? Yeah, iguana. Like iguana's good. I've heard
Iguana's delicious.
talked about. Yeah, this would probably go in delicious, probably not delicacy.
Okay.
I imagine, given I feel like there is something you could do with their skin, like you would fry it or something.
Like iguana pork skins.
I think that would be fun.
Chicharrones. Yeah.
Chicharrones. I fucking love chicharrones. Dylan sells like
What about chongarones?
I don't know what that is, so I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Chunga chunga. I
don't think this is
If there's
edible.
any meat on this, I believe it's like a coconut, and you would have to crack it open.
Yeah, this would probably go in efforted. It is based on a fucking Nazca line, so it is like a bird, but like a like what the hell?
I just remember someone posting a comic of like different Pokemon flying around the region, and with that one, it's like you grab the handles on either side, and then it just like zooms you around.
You grab hold of this Pokemon and it reaches into your mind and pulls out uncomfortable childhood memories you had left buried.
I remember the same person did for like Delibird. It's like, okay, get in the bag.
Get in the bag, and then he beats you against the tree.
No, have you seen it? I don't know the name of the video. There's like, oh, how would you handle a horror movie? And then it's like this guy just immediately killing all these horror movie killers. Like, no, just kill it, just kill it, just kill it. And one of the things he does is he puts Terrifier in a bag and smacks it against the wall.
I've seen that video, and I've also seen parodies of the video. Like, I think there was
Yeah,
parts of it.
Jason Voorhees rounds the corner, he points a fucking rocket launcher at him, and Jason just like backs up and backs away.
Because the one I always know, the only one I've seen is the one where it's that video but with Ultraman sound effects and hearing which kaiju roars they use for them.
I've seen one where it's that, but Ed and Eddie sound effects.
Yeah, that was the first one I saw. Okay, a mask is probably inedible.
You don't think
Yeah.
that you don't think the shadows you know what? Yeah, it's inedible. Yeah, I just gave up on that line of thought.
Well, you're the one who probably has the most knowledge of this. How do you capture and eat a shadow?
Very carefully. Are you familiar with Timothy Chalamet?
Where are you going with this?
You come on the shadow.
thought I thought you would do like a Shadow the Hedgehog bit, but no, you didn't bring up the same joke you used every video.
I don't know what to tell you.
Steak, what does sea turtle taste like?
Okay, I think this is. We've ate previous false type Pokemons, but I was just like, imagine resurrecting something just to eat it.
isn't that what they're doing with the woolly mammoth? Kind of.
No,
Oh.
they have more plans than to just eat it.
So what I'm
Well,
hearing.
somebody's gonna eat one.
So you don't want to try woolly mammoth when they finally get that shit figured out, Chris?
Like not the first one.
Not the because it's like it's like bootlegger alcohol where like you don't want the first couple of batches because if you drink it you'll go blind. You want like the next couple of batches after the first three.
No, I want to build up the
No, because they need
population before you fucking
Yeah, they
kill
need to have
one.
a breeding pair at least. Actually, did they find like preserved mammoth meat or something?
Yes,
Something
so
recently?
well, not recently. They made the mammoth meatball from preserved mammoth meat. Like they replicated it and made a lab-grown mammoth meatball.
Oh god.
I'm not sure if anyone ate it. People have ate mammoth meat previously that was preserved, and they described it as incredibly freezer burned steak.
Well, no shit,
Uh,
Sherlock. You're
Yep.
not getting it fresh.
You need to go to the right marketplace.
all right. So in
Sea
general,
turtle.
uh, turtles can vary in flavor depending on like what turtle, even sea turtles, because there's not just one kind of sea turtle. There's like I want to say there's 8 species of sea turtle. Many species of sea turtle.
I think there's at least 8.
7. Okay, there's one that may or may not be 2 different species. But there is the green sea turtle, there's the Kemp Ridley's, there is the leatherback, hawksbill, olive ridley, flatback, and loggerhead. So, depending on which one, they can range in a spectrum of very fishy to more like meaty or even beefy in flavor.
Right?
Some have been described as more like veal, some have been described like snake or alligator. So, I don't know. They'd probably taste good.
You know what tastes really good?
What that it delicious or alright?
Let's do delicious. Why not?
Delicious.
Turtle soup is a delicacy in
I
the
died
areas.
on turtle soup. Hey Steak, what does Archaeopteryx taste like?
Well, it's the first bird, so I imagine something much like bird meets alligator in terms of evolution.
That be alright then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or you know this, what does trash taste like?
Inedible. Maybe hospital.
This is hospital.
Yeah.
But you love Trubbish.
Okay, bitch. I
You're the
love
number one Trubbish defender.
I love using him on a Pokemon team. I don't love eating it because it's a literal actual bag of trash.
It's probably got like hypodermic needles in it.
You don't want to embrace your raccoon, like your inner raccoon.
I don't know how to respond to that. I'm not gonna eat. I'm not gonna eat Garbodor or Trubbish. It's hospital for me, fam.
Yeah, the next two are just foxes, so they'd probably go in where we put the other foxes.
Well, you also have to remember that Zora and Zoroark can change forms. So
They can they can illusory
uh
change appearance. They can't change form.
damn.
Yeah, they're not like Ditto.
We did put the previous foxes at Delicious.
Yeah.
Would we agree for that? Yes.
I know a certain group of people would definitely agree that Zoroark is delicious.
Yeah. It's milftastic.
Should probably put the regional Zoroark a tier or two below.
Oh yeah, because it's dead.
It's probably not literally dead, but there's probably something off about it.
Oh,
Just tastes like sadness.
I think it tastes like I think you can eat the hair.
We're not ranking
That's
the.
typically the thing.
Doing the
That's
regional
typically the
forms
thing
right
on
now.
any animal that you cannot eat.
We're not. Are we doing the regional forms?
Yeah, we're doing the regional forms as well. We did
Yeah.
we did
I didn't know
Hisuian.
if we were saving. I didn't see us do Basculegion, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, because Basculegion
Yeah, because Basculegion
is a
Oh, okay. We're saving
Basculegion's
the
actually
evolutions.
in that.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
no,
It's
it's
like
all
we've
good.
got all the regional stuff here.
Yeah. It's like how when we did Quillfish, we didn't do its evolution.
Both is overquill.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like these would go like at
Oh,
least one.
I did not like that zoom in. But yeah, it was
Google, show me
Fuck
this
it out.
lady's dead ass.
souls. But yeah, you are correct, Beth. I think it would be like one or two down.
Boom, 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 boom.
Bum bum
Bada
bum
boom.
bum bum bum.
Like, what does chinchilla taste like?
I've never had chinchilla before, but I can look it up.
I have. It screamed the whole time. Kind of gamey.
Yes, we know you're kind of gay.
I said gamey.
Yes, gay me.
Oh my god.
It's been described as tender and less intense than other game. Its flavor is to rabbit what turkey is to chicken.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, good, delicious. All right. But,
Do we want to put it delicious?
Apparently, they're kind of oily. That makes sense.
I'm cool with delicious. If you guys want to rank it lower, that's cool as well. What say you, Chris? What do you feel about?
The chinchillas.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd eat them.
Okay, but delicious or not?
Sure.
More humanoids, more children. Let's see.
So the thing about the Gothitelle line is that she would allow you to eat her because it's already preordained and she can see the future.
What does goth taste like?
I can see the future.
I can see. I can see the
I
future.
gotta stop you from destroying my race. Oh no, they can see me!
So is Gothitelle a mono?
Fire!
Type?
It's Gothitelle what?
What?
Is Gothitelle a mono psychic type?
Yeah.
Yes.
For some reason, I thought they were psychic ghost.
No, that's fair. I assume it's based off of like their Pokedex descriptions of like this bitch can show you the heat death of the universe.
Gothic. Do we just want to put these in the same area as the Ralt Slot?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
that seems right. Hi guys, it's your best friend. That one bitch from Pokemon Platinum, you know. The rival?
Oh,
Yeah,
character is one of those.
narrate Barry and
Barry,
Gardenia having a conversation.
Barry, that's my
Oh,
name.
oh,
So,
you're
yeah, this is a
referencing something I'm not in.
yeah, this is a callback to Platinum Generation Lag, where I do the absolute worst voice for Barry.
And you're like, oh, it'll be fine. And then he speaks.
You only have one voice.
Hey Chris, how does stem
I
cells
don't
Meg,
taste?
what is?
think this would taste good in the slightest.
I feel like you know those like clear noodles.
Glass
This would
noodles?
this would be like this would be like this would you would be able to eat this. It just wouldn't taste like much.
I
Counterpoint.
think this. So it's like protoplasmic gel. So the only thing I could equate this to, and maybe Nick knows what I'm talking about. You remember? Do you remember those plates that we do for DNA RNA processing,
Oh yeah,
where it would like go through the? It was like the gelatin,
the
and it would like go
auger.
through it. Yeah, it would probably taste like that.
Do you know what that tastes like?
Not good.
Yeah, it's kind of icky because it had the auger that we used in bio was made with a growth like what's the word, like a growth broth like solution to help promote like uh uh bacteria growth. My point that I was gonna say about this line is
It tastes so because it basically has no distinctive flavor, color. Like it has no odor, it has no color. The flavor, it basically like as you chew it, it becomes like you're chewing your own solidified saliva. So yeah,
I would. Uh, so now that Chris has talked about petri dishes and auger, that was kind of gonna go on the same line of thought process that I was gonna go on, but I was thinking aspect or Jello molds, like a '70s or '60s one. Uh, but my
I
rating
feel like
for
this would.
oh, sorry, you go first, Beth.
I feel like this would also just go in tentative.
Yeah,
It's like you could eat this.
yeah.
It just wouldn't be worth it.
Do you ever realize? Do you ever think of the reason why our people back in the '60s and '50s ate a bunch of like fucked up shit like aspic and like these fucked up Jello molds? Is because most of the U.S. population was smoking heavily, and tobacco is a appetite and flavor suppressant.
I think it was because of like wasn't
maybe.
it like Jello trying to push stuff?
It could also be that. It
It
could
was
be.
also, for the longest time, Jello was something that really only people with a lot of disposable time had time to make and eat. So it was like an upper class thing, and then now you can get it anywhere. And so we're like, it's a delicacy, we have to have it. And it's like,
It could be a mixture of things, you know.
anyways, I guess maybe it'd be equivalent to what if caviar became incredibly cheap and common overnight? And we would see like all of this boom of like recipes trying to put caviar and everything. If that makes any sense at
Like
all.
Mm-hmm.
it's like what a swan tastes like.
I assume like duck or goose, but bigger. So
Those- Might look see if there's any, might look that up, see if there's any difference.
Does swan taste like goose?
swans taste like geese, but with more of a fishy, oaty flavor.
Would we want to put Swana in delicacy and then Ducklet in like delicious?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'd be cool with that.
Apparently, swan has also been described as if you took turkey and added a dose of river.
Okay.
Or fishy
Vanillite,
melt.
okay.
So,
I
are
feel
we.
like
Go ahead.
what?
I was going to say, are we going to go with the idea Vanillite is parasite? Or.
I mean, Vanillite. Everybody say, "Oh, it's vanilla ice cream." It's blah blah blah. It's snow on an icicle. Like it's the same as Reuniclus and that line. Like, yes, you could eat this. Would you eat snow off the ground though?
Hell yeah.
I think I know
So it's
why you
probably
have
going in tentative.
so many. I think I know why you have so many health
Have
problems.
you never had snow ice cream before?
I mean, I have,
Yeah, but
but I don't just lick it off the
usually
ground.
when you yeah, usually if you, I imagine if you were making that, you would make your own snow, not scoop it up off the ground.
Okay, so I will say
Well, I could see it like if you did it and you had like basically you set up like a tray or something outside while it's snowing, and then the snow lands on the tray, and then
Yeah,
you do
but that's
that.
still snow from the sky, which has pollutants in it.
Yeah, I guess if you were in a cleaner area, maybe.
I will. Okay, so we did used to make snow ice cream. Like I didn't like scoop it up off the ground. My mom was very adamant on us not doing that. But back like in the in the 2000s to the 2010s, when we had like heavy snowfalls, we would put like a bucket, like a bowl or a bucket out or something, and collect snow that way, and then we would make snow ice cream that way.
I don't think that's any better though.
I don't know.
Sure, there's there's dirt on the ground, but there's still pollutant in the air that would be in the water that freezes into the snow. You're just better off just shaving ice, doing it that way.
I mean, hey, do
But
I
the
say
ice is formed from water that comes from the.
I'm a guy that used to pull icicles off of locations and suck on them when I was younger? And do I look well adjusted?
That is even worse.
Especially because so icicles form because of roofs of buildings,
Oh, that might explain a
or
lot of
just like surfaces of because you can have it like on poles and stuff.
that might explain a lot of issues with me actually.
Eating roof icicles made me care. Right, dear, would this be delicious or delicacy?
At least delicious because it is deer.
Okay, so these are deer, but they're also plants, so they're pre-seasoned deer.
Delicacy, yeah, got it.
I feel like you're. Are you making fun of me because I said that about the monkeys earlier?
Yes.
I mean, that's true. Not making fun of you or agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
Also, it had nothing to do with that.
I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
What does flying squirrel taste like?
No
Taste any
idea.
different than squirrel?
Well, it's electric, so maybe.
Well, I mean, we already put the other squirrel in here. It is also electric type.
It's electric.
Does
Unless
Ryan-
Sugar Glider specifically tastes different than squirrel.
Well, I would assume sugar glider meat is a little sweeter than like flying squirrel meat because don't
I
sugar
knew you were
glider
gonna fucking say that.
because sugar gliders like their whole diet is made up of sugar, right?
I'm getting no information on what a flying squirrel specifically tastes like. Also, sugar gliders and flying squirrels are not the same animal. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So sugar gliders are marsupials, and flying squirrels are rodents.
Why is this on the search immediately?
What? Oh. Oh, because they be shitting?
What does sugar glider taste like?
Poop.
Yeah, sugar glider poop. Goes away.
Yeah, no, this isn't gonna give me anything. I'm just gonna put it with the other squirrel. I'm just
Okay.
gonna put it with
Okay,
Mitsu.
sugar. If we're going off of sugar, they taste sort of like kangaroo, but much sweeter.
Delicious it is.
Delicious, yeah. Tasty.
Mm,
Uh, Scarab. What does scarab taste like?
what are we on?
Power
Carolines.
blast.
It's a beetle.
I don't really know what to
Put
say about
this,
this guy.
look up what beetle tastes like.
Assuming that they're not poisonous, they taste like more salty shrimp or crab with
Want
a
that in all
slight
right or delicious?
buttery taste,
I think delicious is fine.
and often with a crunch smoke flavor. Right.
Smoky. You know, y'all want to know what bed bugs taste like?
Eat one, find out.
I have.
What do they taste like?
Not great.
Go into
Could
detail.
have told you that.
They taste like like the shame of my ancestors.
How edible do we think fungus is?
Poisonous, so
Oh yeah,
maybe
he's
not.
poisonous.
Poison
Yeah.
spores, poison spores. Highly poisonous.
I think he's hospital.
Stomach medicine. Probably.
It was kind of unique, a unique idea to replace the Pokeball mimic Pokemon role that Voltorb and Electro had filled previously with a grass type.
Oh yeah, that is what these guys are based off of. Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat.
Excuse me.
Oh, that could have been a neat thing that we were talking about while we were going through these Pokemon, like going off of what their Kanto uh variations were. What would Zoro and Zoroark be from Kanto then?
Not sure if they have a 1-to-1 equivalent.
Because like Raga,
Yeah, they
No,
don't.
maybe Vulpix, Ninetales, maybe.
Possibly.
Not really. They're just foxes. Like they don't serve the same. They don't have a. They don't really have an equivalent. Also, uh, they don't all have Kanto equivalents. There are some like the Gothita line is an equivalent to the Ralts line from Gen 3.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
mean, you
that makes
can
sense.
make the argument that they're kind of the equivalent, but they're not used like Ditto. But they have the mimicry gimmick.
Yeah, but Ditto like fully turns into
Yeah.
the Pokemon that it's mimicking, while Zoroark and Zora are it's just like a skin pudding.
Well, it's an illusion. It's an illusion they cast.
Gotcha. Anyway, Frillish?
Jellyfish.
You can't eat jellyfish. They're not that great.
Is it too jelly taste?
So this would this go in tentative or efforted?
I would have to say efforted because like
Yeah.
what's the word? Because
So depending on how you cook it, jellyfish can either be crunchy and flavorless or gelatinous and
and
flavorless.
flavorless. Yeah, but their stingers are probably really zesty tasting, right? Because they're stingers.
This person described it as jellyfish. This jellyfish tasted like a soy sauce balloon.
Oh. Steak, what does sunfish taste like?
Bad.
Yeah.
I think sunfish don't have a natural predator, right?
They do, but a lot of things don't eat them.
Don't like sea lions like go and like bite chunks of them off or something, or am I thinking of a different thing?
They won't notice. They're stupid.
Hey Patrick, guess what I am? Stupid? No, I'm Texas. What's the difference?
Yeah.
So apparently, the meat of mola mola is inspid, and not the worst
What?
flavored fish. Inspid, and not the worst flavored fish, but not worth bothering with, as there are much better fish.
What does inspid mean? Oh, lacking flavor.
Yeah.
Oh. Would we put this in efforted or tentative?
I would say efforted.
Yeah.
You'd have to like drown it in
Cognac.
Apparently, it's often used in soups or fish sauces as kind of like a color.
Yeah, because I feel like this would go in tentative, like it not tasting like much. Like effort, it is you have to really try to find the meat on this thing. It's a big fish.
Okay, yeah, tentative's fine then.
Joltic, you just eat them like popcorn.
Yeah, you just pop them in your mouth.
Eat the spiders. Pop them in your mouth.
Pussy poppers in the house. I don't know why I said that.
Nobody probably nobody knows what I'm referencing.
Poplars from Futurama.
Well, no, what were those? That series of games that play like horror movies or whatever.
Series of games that play like horror movies.
Come out recently. That's like one of those. Oh, you made this choice, and now it will affect the rest of the game.
Fucking the Dark Anthology series.
Yeah, that one.
Until Dawn.
I watched a playthrough of that. They have this commercial in there.
I've bitched about Until Dawn, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So like, okay, the game is all right. We don't need a full remaster of it because it's still a game that you can actively like play.
Yeah. Like the Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff that they keep remaking, or The Last of Us.
Yeah, like you can like actively play any of these games on like like either on the current generation or I forgot what I was gonna say. My brain.
A recent generation.
Yeah, a recent generation. Like if you have a PS5, you can like play the PS4 version of Until Dawn and Horizon Zero Dawn and The Last of Us Until Dawn on the PS5 because it has backwards compatibility.
The PS5.
The PS5, yeah.
Play. Anyway, we're doing Joltik, Galvantula.
Yeah,
Joltik, and Galvantula, I feel like would go in tentative since they're big spiders, but they're not actively venomous.
yeah.
Yeah, and tarantula tastes similar to like crab with soft meat and more nutty flavor. So
I
Sounds like
wonder.
it would go in all right then.
Yeah,
yeah,
I wonder why I'm so apprehensive about eating bugs, but I'm down to clown with water bugs, like shrimp and stuff.
Because one of those is more socially acceptable to be eaten in the United States than the other one
I
in a
guess.
large portion of the United States.
and you can blame colonialism for that.
Hey, Stig, what do cockleburrs taste like?
Cockleburrs.
Hmm.
Uh, so I can't imagine good.
Like, I feel like this would Frostseed and Frosthorn would likely be efforted because there's probably something here you can eat. You just have to fucking torch it open.
I think you would. I think you would cook them like chestnuts.
So cockleburrs is a herbaceous annual plant with worldwide distribution. Seeds contain glycoside carboxytracglycoside, which is highly toxic to animals.
Yes, but we're not animals. We're human beings. We're Americans, damn it.
Cockleburrs should never be eaten.
Except on Tuesdays.
Decent tentative, at least. Or efforted.
Effort, it's fine.
It's like, I'm pretty sure we put Fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did put.
Yeah, Fortress is also an efforted. See, now we're in the inedible because we're at the clink line.
I don't know.
You make a meat grinder out of clink and clink clink.
Okay, to be fair,
But you're not eating the meat grinder!
Yeah.
Dynamo.
Eels.
People
Like, this
do
should
eat
be
eels
very
and
easy.
lampreys, so yeah.
I've had uni sushi before, so uni being a river eel. I think it's pretty good. I think it's delicious.
Lamprey has been described as a cross between squid, fish, and something entirely on its own.
Eldritch horror.
Would these be delicious or delicacy? I feel like
I'd say
Tynamo would go.
delicious.
I feel like Tynamo would maybe go one tier down because it's like eel larva.
So Tynamo is all right. The next evolution is delicious, and then
I don't know. I feel like eel would be some sort of delicacy, is it not?
I
Well,
think
they're lampreys. And so
Both.
lamprey pie is a thing.
it varies as well because, like in the United States, lamprey slash eel would be a delicacy, yes, because we don't have access to it a whole lot. But like in locations
They're
like
in the Great Lakes.
oh, they are in the Great Lakes.
They're in the Great
Christ.
Lakes, yeah.
This is phallic.
That's my boyfriend. Anyway, I would put them in delicacy. I would eat the. I think eating these guys would be pretty good, delicious, even delicacy.
What do you think?
Sure.
Sorry, I'm playing with 2 bottles of water.
I'm playing with my nuts.
Yeah,
The nutsack.
the newt.
I do feel like these qualify as eel for what they are.
Yeah.
Hey, Steak, what do aliens taste like?
Aura, how do aliens taste like?
Okay, so I know these are. I think these are. Oh wait, hang on.
Didn't you definitely taste an illegal alien, or he claimed to be an illegal
I'm
alien?
going to fucking stab you 500 times.
Do it now.
Okay, so I know that these are aliens, like they're supposed to be like aliens, but they're they're giving also kind of like clay doll, and I don't mean like the Pokemon, but like a clay doll kind of
I,
vibe. So I think these would be inedible.
So here's my
I,
thing. And this may just be a very stupid thing on my part. I feel like these are either inedible or if you
Possible.
cut them open, they're secretly cake.
What
Like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, no, these
sorry.
Pokemon are based on are alien greys and little green men.
Uh,
So, but no, the
Because
thing is, because they're smooth, so the head of like Behem in particular to me looks like when people try to make a cake like something like an object out of cake, and they're not like incredibly skilled to make it photorealistic, but they make it look like it. It's like it's usually like kind of smooth and kind of like tacky in appearance, and it's because it's cake and fondant. I may be just going crazy.
I
I mean, fondant is also inedible. Fondant is all.
so the reason why I say that they're clay-like is because I don't know. I know you said that they're based off like little like gray aliens, but I they all what's the what
They do kind of have the vibe of Alien.
uh, uh
Like, not
I
vibe,
honestly,
obviously vibe of Alien, but they have the vibe of sort of like Nazca, like some of the dolls and stuff,
what are those
I honestly,
like ancient dolls.
what are those
the,
things from Animal
you're gonna
Crossing? Uh, the gyro.
gyroids.
Yeah, like whatever the gyroids are based off of. That's what they remind me of.
I honestly think these would be hospital for the same reason Deoxys is.
Radiation
Fair
poisoning.
enough.
No, because it's alien. It's alien DNA. It's alien matter. You don't know what the fuck you're gonna get from doing
Oh,
this.
hey, like Chris said, actually, I'm not gonna finish this joke. Yeah, I would say hospital as well.
Hey Nick, what candles taste like?
Inedible.
Well, I mean, okay, so Litwick would be like efforted or tentative because it is literally just wax. You couldn't technically eat that. I'm gonna put Litwick at least in efforted, but the other ones are just metal and
You
glass.
know what? Fine.
I was gonna say we know from wax lips, paper dots, and the little like the little soda bottles that you can technically eat.
Okay, fine. I will give you guys tentative for Litwick because it is candle. It is candle. It is wax. It is candle wax. But for Lampant, and
Lampent.
yes, and Chandelure, those are inedible.
Okay, here's an idea for Lampet.
Eat glass. Eat glass right now.
No, I'm just saying the oil you burn in oil lamps can be edible because people use olive oil and whale oil and avocado oil and various other natural oils that you would cook things with.
Why am I the
Okay,
straight
but
man
none
now?
of those are this.
I
These
said
things burn
lampet.
soul.
I said lampet.
Well, would Chandelure
Yeah.
also have
Olive.
the? I'm pretty sure
Yes.
Lampet is supposed to be based off of a gas lamp.
Hmm.
I'm not sure though. Anyway, they're inedible.
Hey, Steak, what does dinosaur taste like?
I think these guys would kind of taste like alligator. I say delicious.
Alright.
Oh, sorry, I zoned out for a second.
I mean, you're playing that fucking gotcha game again.
You gotta be specific, Beth. I play a lot of gacha games.
The Z1.
Oh, no, I'm not playing ZZZ right now.
Take a ZZZ right now. Explain what his polar bear tastes like.
Eat their liver and find out. No, if you do that, you'll fucking get heavy metal poisoning and die. So anyway, polar bear. I've never had polar bear, but I've had black bear. So from descriptions, polar bear has been described as coarse and greasy, even long after cooking. Kind of like beef, kind of like mutton, and specifically with a strangely sweet aftertaste. And polar bears have a strong kind of sea saltiness as well.
You go in tentative or alright.
All right.
All right. And it's chock full of trigonosis as well, right?
It may actually be too far north to have trigonosis up.
Oh shit!
I forgot to put vanilla on here.
Do polar bears have trigonosis?
Does House MD have trigonosis?
Yes.
Yes. So polar bears do have, some polar bear populations do have trigonosis.
And trigonosis is the bear disease, right?
It's not
I
specific
mean, it's a
bears.
carnivore disease.
Okay. Sorry. Let me rephrase that.
Trigonosis is also called trichonellosis. Is a type of roundworm infection. These roundworm parasites use the host body to live and reproduce. These parasites tend to infect carnivorous mammals such as bears, mountain lions, walruses, foxes, and occasionally boars.
I don't remember this part of the walrus.
I blocked out most of the walrus.
Oh, you mean the horror movie about the
Hey,
guy?
Nick, what does snow taste like?
Pretty tasty if you aren't a punk ass bitch. I'm kidding.
I mean, it's water. Might as well just put fucking delicacy. Why not? It's ice water.
Delicacy in some nations.
How do you cook cryogonal? Step 1, you put it in a glass. 2, fill glass with water. Step 3, drink.
Step 4, piss it out.
I can make the best. I could probably make the best combination, like cocktail. We'll just put some Reggie ice in with some cryogonal, in with like a light cast form misting, in with a.
It just turns into a block of ice.
Exactly.
Okay, snails. Would this go in delicacy?
Sure.
Yeah. Slug.
Remember, don't eat your snails raw. Cook them.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll die.
Yeah, a brain parasite.
Yep.
A lot of parasites.
Yeah.
There are so many delicacies in just this generation. But I guess that's also because it's the number.
Yeah.
Law of big numbers.
Stunfisk. These are based off of flounders, I think.
Yeah.
Like flounder and something else. Flatfish. And like these
It's
are
kind of clownfish, kind of mud skipper.
Yeah, these are like good, right?
Flounder is amazing. I don't know how the Galarian form would taste.
Yeah, that one would go down a tier or two because like it is raised in iron mud. That would probably ruin it.
Yeah, I'd say put a tier down, yeah.
I'm putting it 2 tiers down.
Is it steel ground?
The Galarian
Yeah.
version is.
Alright, yeah.
This is what was this? Mongoose. They're ermines,
How does ermine taste?
like weasel. I guess these would go in a similar category as weasel and floatzel.
Possible.
Where did we put those? There they are. We put these in all right.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
I think
They taste apparently sort of like stewed sweet beef, apparently.
What was I gonna say?
What's gargoyle taste like?
Pretty.
I imagine
Good.
this is going to be. It's obviously reptilian, so you're going to have like some decent meat in there. It's going to take a lot of work to get into it.
Yeah, this is gonna be like all right or something.
Yeah.
'Cause it's gonna be very tough reptile.
Drudagon.
Okay, next ones are Golurk and Golett, so those are inedible.
It could be a geode full of meat.
It's from a long lost civilization, so even if there's meat in there, it's spoiled.
You think this golem is full of flesh?
Yeah. Okay.
Hunyard and Bisharp. I feel like these would go in the same area as Skarmory, because, I mean, there's obviously meat in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be like eating a very sharp lobster.
Fair enough.
Sensitive. Yeah.
Wait, do we not want to rank all of the Rotom forms?
No, because they're the same thing, and also that would just make them more inedible.
Tell me,
But
Chris.
that refrigerator may have a water spigot.
But you're not eating. We already talked about that in that episode. You don't eat the refrigerator.
Speak for yourself.
You fat motherfucker.
They tell me that the fridge doesn't have an ice maker that you can just roll ice.
I'm gonna.
So this is a buffalo. This is delicious.
Do we want it in delicious or delicacy?
Delicacy. If you're happy and you know
Steg, what does eagle taste like?
I've never had eagle.
We're gonna have to put this in inedible on principle.
So eagle meat has a distinctive gamey, very lean and tough flavor that kind of takes on the flavor of whatever the creature eats. So more fish-eating eagles, fish flavor. Golden eagles tend to take on more flavor out of like deer, elk, and harp eagle to take on the flavor of monkey.
Huh.
Monkey.
Monk. Return to monk.
Would we put these in all right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or delicious?
Well, I think it's illegal to eat an eagle, so I would put it in edible.
It isn't illegal in the Pokemon world.
What?
It isn't illegal in the Pokemon
Damn, you're right.
There's no law against Pokemon, Batman.
Yes. Little Caesars, I'll take a thing. I'll take an order of regular bread. That was my Joker laugh. How was it?
It was alright. It was no Mark Hamill.
What does buzzard taste like?
So, Vulture, I've never had. Let me look it up.
You can't be you don't eat the birds that like shit all over themselves and pee all over themselves and eat
You mean-
corpses.
No, the first two is most birds. But, one second. Okay, one second. So, Vulture has been described as
Oh, they eat babies.
okay, I guess. Sorry, I was reading through this and it was like vulture meat has been consumed by various cultures. It's not common, often sometimes considered taboo or unpalatable. And I thought it was going to tell me what it tastes like, and it didn't.
I just got a job offer for. I don't know what. Do you guys know what the fuck Glassdoor is?
It sounds like some sort of Christian organization.
It's
Hey,
an American website where current and former employees and honestly reviews companies.
huh? I don't know what I'm saying. Ooh, a white roast vulture.
Apparently, it tastes sort of like bad chicken.
That's what I figured. So they would probably go in. Would that be tentative or all right? I feel like it would have to go below the eagle.
It's a tentative.
Tentative, yeah.
Instead, what does anteater taste like?
What does anteater taste like? Does anteater taste like? Anteaters are described as often crunchy, somewhat lean, but with a unique zesty and citrus flavor.
I. They probably have that citrusy flavor because of the ants, right? Because they're made with the ants are made with flormic acid.
Maybe.
That'd be all right.
Yeah, I would say all right.
Sure.
Yeah, right, Durant. We probably have plenty of bugs. We could use an example. Would this go in all right or delicious? I feel like it
So
would be all right.
I think all right at least. I think the fact that it's a steel type knocks it down a peg. So I think it would be all right at least.
It would definitely be crunchy.
I have fillings.
Yeah, you would basically just cut this. You would like arc weld this thing open and then scoop out its insides. Okay, we have Alpha Predator. Just fucking eat everything.
Hey, Chris, how does the Hydra from Greek mythology taste?
According to legend, poisonous. Very poisonous.
He is right. Oh yeah, because Hercules died of Hydra poisoning, didn't he?
Yeah.
Damn, poor Hercules.
But it was really weird because the way he died, he killed the Hydra early on.
Yeah.
They kept some of its blood,
Mm-hmm.
and then later they coated something with Hydra blood and killed him with it.
I think it was one of his. I think it was his second wife. Hera was still salty about Heracles, Hurricane. Hercules passing all of the trials, and Hera basically told his second wife, like, "Hey, if you're worried about him cheating on you, just coat the inside of his tunic with this liquid that he has, and he'll stay with you forever." And his husband was like, hey, fuck. His wife was like, that sounds like a great idea. And then
Hey, Hercules.
like the Hydra poison was powerful, but it wasn't powerful enough to kill Hercules. So he had his BFF drop him on a funeral pyre. At least I think that's how it goes.
Very specific.
Yeah.
Anyway, where do I put
Uh,
this?
I feel like these would go in tentative to all right, because like they are big, but there's also, it's an alpha predator, and the meat. Didn't you say like meat tastes less good the higher up in the food
And
chain you
also, you
get?
run the issue of heavy metal poisoning because heavy metals concentrate the higher up the food chain you.
yeah, I would say tentative then.
Oh, let's see. Yeah.
Okay, now we're on to the legendaries.
No, we still have Larvesta and Volcarona.
Aren't they?
So,
Isn't Larvesta pseudo legendary?
no.
Oh, okay.
They're pseudo legendaries.
I saw that in a fucking thumbnail the other day. It was like, you're making this shit up. You're thinking about this too hard.
About Larvester being a
No,
oh
no. I saw this in a YouTube thumbnail the other day. Pseudo legendaries.
oh okay.
Mm.
Well, what about a pseudo wudo pseudo wudo legendary where it's just pseudo wudo?
So, moths and butterflies, they taste surprisingly bitter.
Mhm.
Aren't they dusty?
Some of them, depending on what they eat, can also have like a sweet and sour situation going on.
Ooh.
Would we put these in tentative or efforted?
Let's do tentative.
I would say tentative, yeah.
Oh wait, are we gonna do the Galarian Darumaka Darmanitan?
They're already in there.
Oh yeah, you ranked
It
him.
wouldn't be any different.
Oh, I think
Alright.
he's looking at the Zen forms.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
well, yeah, those aren't regional forms. Those are just alternate forms, so it's just the same thing.
All right.
Hey, what do the Three Musketeers taste like?
Chocolatey and nougaty.
Is one of these
Fuck it.
like one
Sure.
of
Let's put them
like
all
one
up
of these like one of these is a goat, one of these is a bear, and one of these is a gazelle or a deer or something.
Which one's the bear?
Brachion.
I thought he was like a bison.
I think he's a bull.
Yeah.
And bulls, ox, sheep. Like they're based on like different cloven animals.
Uh,
I wasn't aware bears had hooves.
Oh yes, I was obviously mistaken.
I would say these are all delicious. Like they're
Yeah.
based off of like cloven footed animals. They're gonna taste delicious.
Now, is Keldeo better or worse? Because does being a little bitch
Kel-
add flavor?
And Keldeo's later. So
Oh,
does like bull, bison, whatever, that's obvious. Deer is obvious. What about goat
Goat's
or
good.
antelope? Maybe.
yeah. Uh, sorry, I have hiccups.
Ungulates, goat, stag, antelope. Yeah, does the antelope have any difference that would change anything?
We've had antelope. Antelope's pretty good.
I feel like Cobalion would go one tier below simply due to being steel type.
I can see that.
It's like that would have to affect the taste in some way.
But if you eat all three at the same time, they turn into a nougaty texture like Oros.
Nougat. Nougat.
Now I want a Three Musketeers. I haven't had Three Musketeers in years.
Have a Snickers. They're basically the same.
No, they are not. They are not in any way, shape, or form.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Three Musketeers are like
Three
Snickers.
the fluffy ones.
Yeah, they're like the whipped marshmallow in the center.
Y'all are... Look, all that I'm saying is that a Snickers...
They are not the same as Snickers at all.
Yeah.
You guys
Snickers
are gonna...
are like caramel and nougat and peanuts or something.
You guys are gonna
Yeah.
tell me I'm wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, Nick, how do barmen taste?
Suck my fat chode. That's my response. How does that... I'm kidding, no. I mean...
Fine, I'll answer.
Oh!
It really depends on what they've been eating.
I was very concerned for a second when we saw its bird form because that red thing looked a little bit different.
It's so huge.
I think Thunders may go up just because bird form, but compared to the other two.
Tornadus.
Yeah, Tornado, sorry.
I mean, one of them is a tiger.
Yeah, that's true.
Did we put... I think we sometimes put it when it matters, so... I'm not sure this one would matter, but they wouldn't taste different between forms.
Alright.
You don't think they would taste different between forms?
No, because they're the same thing.
Do you want to indulge or not?
Indulge me in what?
I feel like these would just go in the same category when we've been putting all the humans in because they're just only.
Well, I was going to
Whatever.
say they're delicacy.
What, because they're hot
I
men?
don't think so.
You don't have to indulge me for my hot men fetish. Like. Okay, is that supposed to be a dragon?
He's dragonish.
Ah. We can put them
I'm
with
going
all the
to
other
put them
humans.
in the same category.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the legendary animals of bird, dragon, tiger, turtle.
Yeah? What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Oh, that's just what they turn into.
Yeah.
The four genies.
What's the word? Yeah, they're supposed to be based off of the four animals that are associated with the different cardinal directions in Chinese mythos. I
Okay,
believe.
that was like I get that there's four now. Why was there only three for the longest time?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
Yeah, well, two of them are thunder and lightning.
Hmm.
Wind. 40 Chinese symbols. Yeah, that's probably. Yeah.
Black Tortoise, Azure Dragon,
Oh,
Familiar Bird.
yeah.
But as Chris said, it I don't think they were referred to this like back when Black and White came out because Amorous is a fairly new addition to this trio. It's like it's like if they
compared to the other two.
it's like hypothetically if they added a new bird to the Kanto trio, Let's see, we have fire, electric, and water. If they added an earth one, and then it's like, oh, we have the alchemical
Dirt
quartet.
bird. East wind. Okay. Wind, east wind. I'm gonna have to skip ahead because now I'm curious. I haven't thought about this.
You haven't thought about what?
Well, what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, like how
West wind.
how amorous enamorous was added posthumous to the other.
They're not
I
dead.
remember, I remember
I
you
mean,
were speculating
posthumously.
this, and you were like,
But
"Yeah, they're adding a female genie," and I'm like, "What if it's a twink?" And it's,
I mean, it could still be a twink.
There are only 3.
Oh, there's only 3. Okay. There's only 3
So the
winds.
forces. No.
Oh.
No, I was saying I don't know why there are only 3 forces in nature originally.
Oh, gotcha.
Added later. Okay, that's why. The Tornadus and Thunderous were basically originally supposed to be a duo, and then they just added one more.
Oh yeah, because Thunderous is now I'm remembering. Thunderous it was I don't remember. It was either black or white. I believe Thunderous was exclusive to black and Tornadoes was exclusive to white. And then if you got them into the same game, you were able to summon Landorus.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So Enamorous being added was just them finishing the group off several years later.
right.
Boy. Okay, now we have more dragons.
Dragon tails.
Dragon. Okay, I think Reshiram is the most edible of the 3, most chicken-like.
Please
This is the most angel-like.
Chris, I'm good.
Well, it's because Reshiram was made to look more organic, and Zekrom was made to look more inorganic.
Uh-huh.
Or like one is made to look angelic, the other one is made to look more modern.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense because of how.
I'm not saying Zekrom isn't edible. I'm saying I think it goes Reshiram, Zekrom, Kiram.
Yeah. I would put Reshiram in delicacy and then like Zekrom into delicious.
That's
Okay.
fair. But Chris,
and then Kiram is weird.
Could you explain how Reshiram is chicken-like?
We forgot to rank Landorus.
Look at it. It's bird. It's angelic.
Okay. We're about to get to Landorus, Chris.
All right. I was say we forgot Landorus.
Yeah, it's all good. It's because of how the
Landorus isn't. They're in Pokedex order, so Landorus isn't directly after the other two.
Oh, okay.
Kiram was also.
Let's see, Landorus with the other man.
It's a.
I'm not sure how Kiram would taste. 1, because it's ice type. 2, it's incomplete, and then it merges with other things and takes on their aspects and DNA. So I'm really not sure how Kiram would taste.
What does T-Rex taste like? I feel like it would be alright. Like, this one would be more void of taste.
Okay, and then do you think its alternate forms would taste better?
Not really. I don't think it's significant.
I think they would, honestly. What do you think, Aura?
I think Kyurem would be like tofu, or like a flavorous
Yeah.
and then if you DNA splice it into white Kyurem or black Kyurem, white Kyurem would be like a sweet tofu dessert, and then black Kyurem would be like a tofu stir fry with a lot of soy sauce.
And I wouldn't say dessert. I was thinking like white Kyurem is spicy, and then black Kyurem is more like acidic,
Hmm. So
more like tart.
you don't want to you would not want to milk white Kyurem.
No.
That,
I'm sorry.
I
Did
think white Kyurem would then be delicious, and the way you described it, black Kyurem would also just be alright.
This is a joke that only exists in Aura's head, apparently.
I think it's a joke that only
What do you
exists
mean
in
by
my. I think it's a joke that only exists in my head because I thought I set up the punchline, but I did not actually. You see, when I was talking about white Kyurem being a sweet tofu dessert, I forgot to add the word milk to it. A sweet, milky, like, tofu dessert.
And then you just said we like to milk white Kyurem, and it's like there's no context for that. There's nothing to go on.
Yeah, no, see, the context was in my... Okay, I see where the problem was.
This is like when your teacher in high school was like, if A equals B and C equals B, we can say that A equals C, but you removed the B section of it, and so now you're like, does A equal C? And we're like, what?
No, A equals... If the B still exists in the equation, A does not equal C. C equals whatever A and B is together. You crazy bitch.
That's not what I said either, but okay.
Up in the
Okay, well, sorry. I am so out of it.
I said if A equals B and B equals C, does A equal C? But then you remove the B section of it, so you're basically just asking, does A equal C? And we're like, what are you talking about?
I mean, does A equal C?
Of course.
In this situation? Okay. So, I don't know if there... I'm gonna say something real fucking weird. I don't know if there is a horse equivalent of veal, but this is what Keldio would taste like.
Yeah, we'll probably also just go in delicacy, because that's where we've been putting the horses.
True. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
Next up is...
Hatsune Miku.
No, Mileta. I think Mileta would taste
Yeah, this
good.
would Meloetta would probably just go in with all the other people.
I pop her into my mouth like a piece of candy.
It would probably go in the same category as Gardevoir and Gothitelle, because, like, there's nothing here.
Are you telling me you would not eat her hair?
Okay, once again, the hair is usually the part of the animal that you do not eat.
Not the way that I eat animals.
Aura starts with
Please
that.
elaborate.
I don't think I will, actually.
Aura only eats the hair, the skin, the bones of the animal. Everything else.
I think
Aura's some sort of eldritch horror.
you've never seen me in real life.
So on one hand, Genesect is bug, and we've kind of established the bugs are alright tasting. On the other hand, it's also pretty artificial.
Like, this thing is a cyborg. Any meat in this would be like nerves and bones and brain matter. I don't think this thing's edible.
No, it's exclusively edible to Nick.
Sorry, I never understood well, okay, so I understand the concept of Genesect, but what's its point? Like what's its point in the show / game?
Okay, so there's a team called Team Plasma that was advocating for the separation between Pokemon and trainers.
Yep.
They're basically being like animal rights activists. However, this was mostly a front by their leader to basically disarm the populace so that they could then take over. Genesect is basically a fucking weapon.
Okay.
My biggest memory of Genesect is there's a movie where Mewtwo's in it, and Mewtwo took Genesect to space, and I thought he was gonna.
Uh, I would say Genesect would have to be efforted for eating because like you gotta pry off all. No, not even that.
No, they're like it's not just literally, oh, here's a bunch of armor on over this bug. No, this is something they revived and made into a cyborg. It's like, would you eat like DC Cyborg's mechanical parts? What do you think is in that?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Would you eat RoboCop?
Would
Yes.
you like my honest opinion? I'm kidding. Yeah, okay, so inedible then, correct?
Yeah.
It wasn't that difficult. We got over the hump.
Well, maybe.
Wait, where's little bitch Mon?
What the God, my ears.
Oh, sorry. The Bitchmon? What are you talking about?
Shaman.
But Shaman was
Shaman was
Sinnoh.
Gen 4.
Oh, okay. I keep thinking Shaman's Gen
We
5.
specifically brought it up. We specifically brought it up earlier in the episode when we mentioned hedgehogs.
That's true.
Yeah, Cinnamon Shaman. Yeah, you go.
Can you
This
see
has
why
been the
kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Bye!
It's all the cocaine!
Look up Watto porn.
Yeah, stop the recording.